Hello my friends. In this video I'm going to just kind of jump into lists in Python. You can create an empty list just like that, or if you want to have some items in it, you can have a comma separated list like that. If we want to add to this list, we can use the list method append. Append means put the new value at the end. Let's say I wanted to take that value, or whatever the last value was, off the list. I can use pop with no argument, and it does two things. It takes that value off the list, and it tells me what it is. And if I look at the list again, that value is no longer there. If I wanted to remove, say, not the last item, but maybe the first item, then I'm going to have to use what's called an index. So every item in the list has an index starting at 0. So if I say pop and I put the index 0 in the parentheses as an argument, it will take that value out, show me what it is, and now if I look at the list again, it doesn't have that value anymore. We're down to a list with just a single item in it. And I can use this length or len method to ask how many items are in the list. So right now it'll just say 1. And I can access the item by using the index in square brackets. So if I put the list name here and then in square brackets I put the index 0, it's going to show me what item that is. Now unlike using pop, that hasn't changed the list at all. I could also use it to assign a new value. So if I did this, I look at this again, there it is. Now one thing I can't do is access an item that's not already in the list. So this list has one item in it at index 0. If I try to access any other index, it's going to produce an error, just like that. And the error says, index error, list index is out of range. In other words, there's only one item in this list, it's at index 0. If I specify any other positive index, it's going to give me an error. In Python, you can quickly make a list of integers using range. But just by default, it doesn't create a list, it creates a range object. If I want to see what this really looks like as a list, I can call the list function to make a list out of this iterable. And there we go. So range is basically creating a list of integers 0 through 9, or 1 less than whatever value I put there. And so now let's use this again. Let's say A is equal to this list that we just looked at. And so I can look at the first value, I can look at the last value. And if I try to go further than that, again, it's going to give me that error that says you've gone past the range of the list. And one thing you'll notice here is that, for example, this list has 10 items in it. The highest index that I can access is 9. That is the last item in the list. If I try to access 10, the actual length of the list, that would be an error like we just saw. But there's something else that it's kind of nice that you can do. Let's say I want to look at the last item in the list, but I don't want to bother seeing how many items are in the list. If I say -1, that's going to show me, it's going to start counting from the back. So -1 is the last item, -2 is the second to last item, and so on, all the way back. And then presumably, let's see, if I get to -9, -10, I'm guessing that if I say -11, it'll give me an index error. Let's see. Yeah. You can't go past the bounds in that direction either. Alright, that is your real quick introduction to lists in Python.